Fitz, what's up, Fitz? He says, what is the difference between Q&A and FAQ? Well, it's kind of the same thing, or it's very closely related. Q&A is most of the time what, like, you can see in the SERPs is what I was talking about earlier. But FAQs, that can be a little bit more specific to an individual like business, right? So I mean, they're basically the same. As far as schema markup, it's the same. But what I mean, the difference is frequently asked questions should be answered by a client or a business, right? Like, what are the questions that they get asked the most by prospects and or customers or clients, right? And they should have answers to that. But when it comes to Q&A, at least the way that I look at it is, when you go to Google and you search for a question, you'll see related questions that get asked enough that somebody took the time to create content around answering that question and then marking it up correctly on their website so that they could get added to the featured snippets in Google search. So it stands to reason that question gets asked enough. It may be a frequently asked question for another business that maybe your particular client or business doesn't get asked that much, but it's still relevant, if that makes sense. So they're very closely related, but there is a slight difference, at least in my opinion. Yeah,
the difference is that Q&A, people should be able to either ask questions or answer questions on the website. If they're not able, if they're your frequently asked questions and your answers, there's no way for users to engage with that, then it's FAQ, it's frequently asked questions. Q&A, again, is on a website where people can go in and interact with the questions and the answers.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, I've talked about this probably in Syndication Academy. And I'll just give another nugget away here because it works really well. And we're almost out of time. So anyways, those Q&A questions that you can curate, right, from Google. And the beautiful thing about it is if you type in a question about product, service, in an industry, whatever, the question box comes up now with the drop downs. Each time you click on a drop down, it brings up like 3 or 4 more questions. So like you can just keep drilling down into that, guys. And that gives you almost unlimited content. Like, think about it. It's a content hack, right? You can grab a question and an answer from those question and answer boxes that Google provides you and use that in GMB posts, for example, right? Just cite the source, just like I was talking about earlier, is in the Q&A box, right? The drop down, as it expands, it gives you the snippet with the answer, at least partial answer. It might not be the full answer, but it gives a snippet, and then it has the link to read more. Well, you can still use that link in the GMB post too. So you give proper credit to where it's due. That's a no follow link in a GMB post. The button link, right, in a GMB post. So the button URL, the URL that you attach to the call to action button, that is a do follow link. Although I hear in just the past few days, probably since November 8th, some of those are no follow. And I think it's just because Google's still tinkering around in there. But those are do follow links. So you can still link back to the answer of a Q&A, right? A question and answer that you curated. You basically are republishing from Google's own search results to add relevancy to the GMB. You can do this on your money site too, and link back to the source, which is only proper and right. But then use the button URL in the GMB post to link back to your money site, right? To your page that also is about that very topic or question and answer, right? So it's creating co-citation, it's creating topical relevancy, and you don't even have to come up with the content. You can even go through and curate groups of questions, like questions, and then create blog posts out of those on your money site, where once again, you're publishing the question plus the answer. You can create a table of contents at the top of the page. Marco, stop me if I'm getting too deep here. But with a table of contents with jump links or anchor links, right, that jump down to each section that is a different question, that has the answer, that links back out to the source, right? But it's a no follow link on the blog post. And then just like a curated post, you can inject some commentary in between that stuff with an opening paragraph and a closing paragraph with a call to action to contact your business or your company, your client that you're doing the work for help or services with that, for products or services that solve those problems, those questions. Does that make sense? So again, guys, it's a great strategy to use those questions farm those questions, right? Mine those questions, harvest those questions, or whatever you want to say from one of those, from those Q&A panels that pop up in the Google search results, and drill down into them. You can get gold topic ideas, blog post ideas, GMB post ideas from that kind of stuff.